Hey guys, welcome back. So if you guys are viewing this video, you guys are most likely interested in getting your CDL for free, and you're interested in how the whole process works. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today is basically how I got my CDL, the way I did it, with the knowledge that I had back then, and the way I would do it now, if I was to ever advise somebody on how to get their CDL. So I'm a CDL holder. I've been driving for about 7 to 8 years. So I got mine when I was 21. I'm about to turn 28 this year. So yeah, it's been about 7 years now. And I've worked everywhere. I've worked in all the different industries. I am a crane operator, certified crane operator. And right now what I'm doing currently is transporting fuel. So I'm going from fuel station to fuel station and just delivering their fuel. I do have my hazmat certification, my tanker endorsement. That's just basically my background. So what I want to do is I want to help you guys get into the industry, either get your Class A, your Class B license for like dropping containers, or any Class B vehicle that you may want to drive. I also want to help you guys. I know that the trucking industry, usually you expect like over the road time, and usually they tell you, hey, before you get local work, you have to get over the road work, and that's not necessarily true. I know a lot of you guys maybe have families, maybe you just like to stay local, maybe you don't want to live that road life. Now that's always a possibility. Over the road is always a possibility. Now it takes a little more research to get local jobs that pay good and that are gonna have you home every night. Let's get right into it. We're gonna go ahead and start with, so you basically don't have any idea on how to start. You want to get your driver's permit, your CDL driver's permit. All you need to do for that is watch a couple of YouTube videos a few times, set 1 or 2 days to study. If you want to study a whole week, study a whole week, and then by the time you're done with that studying that week, you go into the DMV, you test, you get your permit. Once you have your Class A or Class B permit, and again, all you need to do is just go into YouTube, look up, hey, study guide for driver's permit for Class B, driver's permit for study guide for driver's permit Class A. You look up a few videos, you get familiar with the questions, the answers. You may even want to go to the DMV beforehand and get one of those study booklets, and you read all through it. But it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's not rocket science. You don't even need to get all the questions right, and then you get that, man. That's a given. Now you're like, well, how am I going to get my hands inside a truck? How am I going to get myself inside a truck to practice how to drive, to get familiar? So let's say you want to get your Class B license. You want to go about this is you want to look up companies around in your area, in your city, that have these vehicles and that use them to maybe deliver hardware, material, roofing supplies. Maybe they are a trash company. Maybe they deliver metal. All these companies and industrial companies, they have trucks. They also have helpers that help the trucks. Many of these companies, like the way I started is working in a roofing company, and that roofing company, they would deliver roofing materials and they would have a helper. Now I would have a lot of helpers be interested in getting their CDL, and what they did is they just expressed their interest, and if they were responsible people, they would let them use their trucks and practice with them after the shift got over. Man, how great is that, where you can be out of work and then you have maybe like an hour or so to practice with your permit already in hand. They're seeing that you're a serious person, a reliable person, and you have that permit in hand. they're gonna lend you that truck, and there's lots of companies like that that will do that because what they want is they want to help them, because once you get your CDL license, you're gonna be able to help them um, drive one of their trucks. And let me tell you right now, uh, it's always been in high demand. Right now, the trucking industry is suffering because a lot of people are getting out of the industry, and companies are always looking to hire good drivers. Um, so you find a company like that, you apply to be a helper, you apply to be a forklift driver, you apply to be a warehouse driver, a warehouse employee inside their facilities, and you express that you have your permit when you go into the interview, and you tell them, hey, I want to work here, but eventually I want to be one of your drivers, driving and delivering your stuff. Now, this is just a way for you to get into the industry. You don't necessarily need to stay in that company. Maybe you'll like it and you would want to stay there. Once that company lends you that truck, lets you practice, and then they'll have. I took many people to their driving test with the company's truck. It only takes an hour or two. You schedule it. It takes an hour or two. You take that truck. You walk out of there with your driver's license, your Class A or Class B driver's license, and all you had to do was just stay 1 hour after your work schedule and practice, and basically that's for free. That's a free CDL license. You're not driving into any school. You're not you're not paying any trainer to do it. To me, that's a very good deal, and I've seen many people do that throughout the years while I was working for different companies. Find a company that's going to let you use their trucks for you to practice, and for you to take that truck into the DMV and get tested with it. And man, let me tell you, if you do your work and your research, and you take it serious, man, you can have your driver's license in about a half a year. What you could also do, maybe some of you are unemployed. Maybe you're viewing this video and you're like, man, like I want to get back to work, but I want to do something different. I want to drive a truck. I know trucking pays well. And the way you want to do it is you want to go into your labor unions, your labor departments, and ask them where they have their facilities to train people, to acquire a new skill so that they can get back into the labor force. So you go, and they will tell you where to get financial aid, to get basically school paid off for free, for nothing out of your pocket, to go and get your CDL. I went to a school called Apex, and that's in Kansas City. And Apex, if you go down there and you tell them your situation, they will sign you up for a financial program. And I know my uncle, he was unemployed for a bit, and he went in there. He didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. The whole program cost $5,000. It's a very good program, and he didn't have to pay any of it because he went down there and basically asked for that financial aid. That's $0. That's good training for a whole month. They, as a matter of fact, they test you there because they're certified to test there, and then you walk out of there with your license. And they also have job placement. So that's two ways of doing it. You find an employer that has trucks for you to use, like the roofing industry, the warehouse industry, metal industry, just maybe the trash companies around your area. They will get you certified to get that Class B license, and it might take some time, and there's always bumps on the road, but that is a smart way of doing it. That way you just ease your way into it. Maybe you even have somebody that you know that works at places like that. You get a reference, get connections. The connections are always great to have. It's always great to use other people to help you out, to help them out, because that's the way it works. Um, so you have your CDL now, right? Um, you don't want to work over the road. You don't want to be away from home all the time. Let's say you want to go, you go and get your free training for one of these schools that give financial aid. Now you have your license. You don't necessarily need to go in and place with any of the people that they recommend. They usually have like some sort of deal with companies that they tell the school, hey, recommend them to us, and then they can work with us, and they just have a whole partnership. But they're gonna make it seem like those are the only options, but they're really not. The way I started is we I'm saying we, my uncle and I, we both were looking for local work, and we did not want to go with those companies. We did not want to go over the road, and we ended up finding somebody in Craigslist that was a broker and that hauled loads around Kansas City. And we did not need that much experience, because what they're going to tell you is you need 2 years of experience to work locally and to get hired. And like I said, that is not true. You might not get paid. We started getting paid $18 an hour. You might not get paid top dollar, but you're getting local work, and you're gonna get as many hours as you want. Um, so what I'm saying is look around, go to companies. Just because it says 2 years of experience doesn't mean you can set up an interview and talk to them and meet the person, maybe meet the manager, and you're not going to get hired maybe right away from going to one company, but you might get hired on the third try or on the fourth company. You will get hired locally. Don't let people tell you that it's just over the road work that's out there for beginners. Um, so I started off with that broker company. Then I went off to delivering roofing materials, and again, lots of overtime, good money. I was making about 1,300 to 1,200 a month. I mean, 13. I was making about 1,200 to 1,300 a week. Working about 50 hours, and I was home every day, home for the weekends. No over the road. Never in the 7 years that I've been working have I gone over the road. Um, and that's been my choice because I like being local work. Uh, Once you get your CDL, though, I would highly recommend getting your hazmat endorsement and your doubles and triples, your tanker endorsement, all the endorsements you can get. Why? Because that opens up your possibility. That's also a pitch whenever you go into interviewing with the companies. Even though they don't transport hazmat, you can tell them I'm hazmat certified, because maybe in the future they'll have something for you that they can use you for to transport those type of loads. Get all the endorsements, even if you're not going to use them. Get them, because you never know when they're going to come in handy. A great company to work for is fuel companies, like the company that I'm at right now. They will work with you with your schedule. They're basically open 24/7, 365 days a year. What that means is they need loads hauled 24/7. They'll give you the option to choose your own schedule. Uh, they will give you the option to choose to work part time, to work full time, to work overtime, to work days, to work nights. That's amazing. That's amazing, because you can work basically any schedule you want, and then make as much money as you want. And it's not hard work. You do have to be very attentive, because it's a high risk job where it's hazmat, chemicals, and you're messing around with fuel, where you have to be very careful not to spill it. You have to be very careful to deliver it to the right place. But man, it's a very good job. So even if you don't have the experience of hauling hazmat loads and hauling tank loads, you will still get hired at these places if you go in there and you present yourself as a responsible person with confidence. Tell them that uh, you've hauled for this much amount of time, and that you're a fast learner. You pitch yourself, you sell yourself, and you don't need to have 3 to 4 years of experience. I'm telling you that right now. If you guys have any questions, um, just put them down below. I know I didn't touch everything, and there's a lot to touch about, but that's basically how you get your CDL for free, the smart way, the slick way, if you want to call it. And you have your options open for local work, over the road work, hazmat work, uh, combination vehicles. You want to go and drop containers, lots of work. But this is just my 5 cents out there to help you guys think outside the box. Don't think this is a hard job. Don't think this is a rocket science job. The only thing you do have to be drug free. You do have to stay away from tickets, speeding tickets, and all that. But this is not a rocket science job, and this is very easy, good money. You play your cards right, you're gonna get what you want. Always, always, always um, look for what you want, because it's out there. All you gotta do is look for it. So yeah, put any questions, any comments down below, and I hope this is helpful for you guys. I hope you guys have a prosperous career as a truck driver, and I would like to hear what you guys got to say about this video. And take care. I'm gonna drop a few links down below for videos of how to get your driver's permit questions, just different little resources down there to help you guys. And until next time, I will see you guys on the next video.